diving into compliance reporting, we are going to make sure that entities here are in compliance with laws, regulations, and making sure that they're in compliance with any bank covenants, any borrowings, any restrictions on the company at all. So for compliance reporting, entities may be required by contractual agreements. So this doesn't even have to be government, right? It doesn't have to be anything legally binding. Well, it is legally binding because of this contract they enter into, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to do with the government. This could include bond indentures and loan agreements or regulatory agencies to provide an auditor's report on compliance. For example, loan agreements, you might borrow $10 million from the bank, and that bank is going to impose a variety of obligation on the borrower, including matters such as payments into sinking funds, payments of interest. So requiring that, hey, you borrowed $10 million from us. There could be a whole load of restrictions on you. These bond sinking funds, it could be saying, all right, you need to put $1 million into this special bank account every month to make sure you have enough money to pay us back at any given time. Obviously, payments of interest, the bank could tell you as the company, you got to pay us interest monthly, maybe quarterly, whatever that looks like. Maintenance of current ratios, making sure your liquidity is looking good. So you cannot drop below a certain ratio, right? Current ratios are going to deal with current assets and current liabilities. Making sure you're not taking on too much debt and making sure you are going to maintain enough current assets, cash, liquid assets to pay back this debt, making sure you're not, again, taking on too much debt. Restrictions of dividend payments. They don't want you giving out too much money to shareholders if you're borrowing debt, right? The banks are here to protect themselves. They're there to lend you money. They're obviously there to make money as well, but they want to make sure that you're not going to just completely become insolvent, not have any money to pay them back, and then they just took a massive L there. In some instances, the lenders or the trustees may request the auditor to report that the borrower has complied with certain covenants of the agreement relating to accounting matters. So we see here, the bank could require that you follow all of these conditions, but then the bank, to make sure you do that, they could also require that you get a compliance audit. The auditor may satisfy this request by issuing a report on compliance in accordance with the requirements of this section. If the bank does end up requiring this, this is something we'll see. These compliance audits, these compliance reports.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of cpa.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.